USA Flying Club Airshow, coming to you live from Galesburg Municipal Airport in beautiful Knox County, Illinois. Virtual USA Flying Club members and our special guests will be putting on daring and exciting routines for our fellow club members as well as our wonderful Twitch viewers, all while performing live on the VATSIM network. Each of our performers have been practicing for weeks and will get to show off their flight simulator skills in a variety of fun and unique aircraft. So, for the next few hours, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. And now, your airshow commentator extraordinaire, Jeffory Becker.
Friends, hey. Welcome, another one of our Slant Alpha adventures coming at you live from Studio 5, just outside of Ocean City, Maryland, and we're here at Galesburg, Illinois for the third annual Virtual USA Flying Club. It occurred to me as I was kind of monitoring JefforyB's stream that the sound from that was probably bleeding over onto on top of the title music. That's really where you want to be today. Twitch.tv/JefforyB. I'll get the chat bot to tell you that in just a moment. We've got the show that is, the broadcast has begun, and I am the third performer. We've got kind of a special surprise to kick off the show here, happening in just a few moments. All right, hold on a second. Let me get you that Twitch link so you can jump over there and see it. There you go. So get over there onto that stream, special surprise happening, and then during the first performance, I will be undergoing the startup, pre-flight check, startup, and warm-up. During the second performance, I'll be taxiing out. During the third performance, I will be flying, because that will be me. And then I'll be taxiing back in during the fourth performance and shutting down. And then we're going to just send the raid right over to JefforyB. Show should be about 3.5 hours or so. Once my performance is done, my stream is going to close down, and I'm going to direct you guys to watch the rest of it over there. Of course, I'll be hanging out in the stream chat as well. We're just kind of waiting for our surprise. Kind of watch with me here. Our first performer holding short. Oh, here we go. Look at this. SR-71 high-speed low flyover. Look at that. Now, I wonder what he looks like in my sim. Probably an airliner. I don't even see him. Was he a Dodge Caravan? Dodge Caravan. Cessna Caravan. Dodge Caravan. He might have been a Dodge Caravan. He could have been a Cessna Caravan. We didn't see him at all in my sim. That's he's turning. I see at the very top of the screen. You can see him turning out to the left. Anyway, he probably did not look like a SR-71. That's another reason why it's probably better to watch this broadcast from JefforyB, because he's got his pilot client set up so that everyone looks the way they're supposed to look. And so that'll be a fantastic way to watch that show. Okay, just checking my audio. We've got some, production audio in my headset that I don't intend to have coming over the stream, and it does not look like it is. The first performance is underway, so I am going to go ahead and jump into my aircraft here and get her fired up. Alright, got to make sure I don't skip any steps. Definitely want to set that altimeter down to QFE so that I know how high I am over the runway. Alright, here we go. Switches and levers in their starting position. Battery was turned on. The load-in was selected. The gun sight was removed. Chocks were set. Battery was turned back off. Levers were synced. And we can go ahead and open a canopy up here. Alright, we're going to hand crank the prop around twice. You can see the first performance happening right there in the background. Let's get our fuel selector set to reserve. Prop and mix forward, throttle 10%. Magnetos both. Battery, fuel pump and primer. Wait about 5 seconds on the primer. And then starter. Okay, wait for it to kind of smooth out. There we are. Push that to main. Fuel pump can come off. Instruments.
Smoke on.
Up. And I think I want to leave the radio master off because I think the radio master. Yeah, the radio master is what toggles the second, monitoring the second radio. I'm going to leave that off. Okay. Okay. We can open up the wing flaps. Manifold pressure set to about 12. That should give us about 1,000 RPMs. And then we want to go ahead and get our wings opened up. Alright. Directional gyro. Just higher than a 12. A 124 maybe. And this is the critical step. Set this down to what they call QFE. Set it so that it reads the field elevation reads at 0 on the gauge. There we go.
Smoke on.
Okay. We are set. We're just waiting for the engine to warm up. I'll bump up the RPMs just a little bit. Taxi routing, I would say, would be out to the right, and then out to the main taxiway there. Alright, as set as I'm going to be. Key thing is for me to not crash the thing when we do the maneuvers. Kind of see the second performer is lining up over there.
Smoke off.
And again, it's the JefforyB broadcast that you really want to see. You know, this is the broadcast where it's going to look the nicest. So that's where you want to watch. Twitch.tv/JefforyB. Here is our lineup, by the way. We had the Blackbird flyover. We had jet pilot Cinnamon himself is our first performer. Our very good friend 8033 Foxtrot is lined up and waiting for his performance, and he is in fact streaming his as well. So twitch.tv/N is in November 8033 Fox. Myself, and I think number 5 might be a scratch. I think number 5 did bail out from the show today. We'll see. But here's the rest of the program. Again, should end up being about a 3 to 3.5 hour show. JPC is on final now. Very nicely done. SimSal is here. Hey SimSal, how are you? Hope that you're also watching the primary broadcast happening. Candy Monster is here.
Smoke off. November 124 Mike Charlie's clear the box. November 8033 Foxtrot, you're cleared for takeoff, and you are cleared into the box.
There we go. Alright, well that's our cue. As the second performer is taking to the skies, we're going to go ahead and get ourselves positioned at the end of the runway here. Just gotta take it nice and easy. Be as gentle as possible with this engine while we wait our turn. do a little bit of a zigzag here, make sure the path ahead is clear. I'm nervous, guys. I am not as well practiced on this routine as I want to be. Okay. Uh-oh. Had a mishap during our second performance. Had a mishap during the second performance, so now I might be up now. So I think this is supposed to look like an ops car right now. Alright, when we are cleared, I do have three things. I close the canopy, close the cow flaps, and set our flaps for takeoff. Yeah, so he's supposed to be looking like an ops car, heading over to where our second performer had his little mishap.
Alright, attention aircraft on Airbus frequency. The pilot is okay. I repeat, the pilot is okay. We'll move on with the show.
That's funny.
Bogey 23, are you ready?
Bogey 23 is ready.
Bogey 23, you're cleared for takeoff, cleared in the box.
Bogey 23, cleared to takeoff and cleared into the box. Bogey 23. All right. Here we go. Heaven help us. Alright, here we go. Set 50.
BG station.
All over correct. We'll take off. Gear and flaps. Feels left heavy for some reason. I don't know why. I hope that's not a bad sign. Make sure we go straight out. 2500, we'll flip over, we'll come in for our low pass. RPMs back to 25. Manifold to 50. And last thing, set about 2.5 down trim. Alright, low high speed pass. Okay. Pull her through the vertical. Now we can let her fall. Power can come back in. Good line. 50 set. Coming up through 300 knots. And down to about 20 feet. Alright, there we go. Nicely done. Line out just to the left of the 3. $2,500. Double aileron roll. Out. Pull her straight through. Get through the vertical, then let her fall. Ooh. Keep coming. Alright. We made her. Alright, I do gotta get back on the line. I need to come down to 20 and then a slight pop. We're going to increase altitude as we start the roll. And I'm going to cheat to the left of the line a little bit, because I know that the plane's going to come out slightly to the right. Okay. Let her fall. Up, the left. Good. And didn't over-rotate it. Alright, climb out to the left of the 3. This third one I think is the inverted pass. I probably should have practiced this one more. Inverted pass. Yeah, there's that red patch we aim for on these. Let's get her through the vertical, and then we can let her fall a little bit. Okay, there we are. Now we can let her come down. A little offline. Let's get it fixed. Let's take her over. Alright, let's drive her down. A little bit offline here. Alright, pop it. Flip it. Climb her out. Not perfect, but okay, we'll pass. We'll pass. Vertical loop's the next one. Okay. Climb it out just to the left of the 3. Center line's just a guide, says Kenny. Yeah. Never more than today. Vertical loop. Alright, here we go. Our announcer asked us to confirm our maneuvers before each one. That's what you're hearing me do here. Alright, let's get it through the vertical before we find ground. Set 50. Get back on our line. Okay. Bottle out. Spot it. Offline, let's fix. Okay, that was a really, really sloppy loop. Really, really sloppy loop. So this one's the one we call the spin and tumble. Spin and tumble. Okay, we got that red spot. Good. That means our alignment's probably pretty good here. We got that farm. Second farm. Okay, let her fall just a little bit. That 50. Oh, perfect line. Remember, we got to come out on the 2-1 side. The side with the 2-1 numbers. That's where we got to come out on this one. Alright, here we go. There's a spin. Basically a power on stall. As soon as she just starts to fall, we'll chop the power. Figure out which way we're looking. Alright, hardest one's done. Melvin is here. Yeah, your flyby looked awesome, dude. Nice work on that. Nicely flown, nicely timed. Carrier brake and landing. We'll bring her through. Now we can let her fall. How's the line? Okay, not bad. Oh, JefforyB's, yeah, camera work, production is phenomenal. Hope you guys are watching that. So this is a carrier brake, but we're going to do an initial of 300 knots and 20 feet, because why not? Power out. Pop it to 1,000 feet. And brake. Keep it at 1,000, keep it at 1,000, keep it at 1,000, keep it at 1,000.
Rob, good show.
There's downwind. Okay, we're abeam the deck. Drop gear. Drop flaps. Should be at about 700 over the lake. A little bit of power back in. And we're 400 over the lake. I think I did a wider turn on that carrier brake than I normally did. That's why I think that's why the altitude didn't work out quite right. A little longer than I intended to be. I'd hoped to turn off by this taxiway here, but I guess we'll make it by the crossing runway. All right. Whew, we did it. Wasn't perfect. I was way offline with the loop, and the inverted pass was pretty sloppy. Bogue 23 is clear of the box.
Thank you, Bogue 23.
Okay, clean up the flaps. The engine cowl's open.
November 965, Papa Tango, you're clear for takeoff, cleared into the box.
Whew.
Roger.
Okay, a little bit of a shimmy on taxiway just to, there's our next performer. A little bit of a shimmy on the taxiway intentionally just to make sure the way forward is clear. Look at the crowd that we're passing here. Very nice, nicely done on the scenery. I think that was Eric Flight did the Microsoft Flight Sim 2020 scenery for this event, I believe. All right, a little bit of a shimmy. Nobody in the way here. Okay, we're gonna make the next first left. We go back up in front of the red hangar. Banner with all the sponsors. This is really cool, really nicely done scenery. Kitty, we weren't doing the landing prediction, but had we, you definitely would have won because it registered at 170. Make sure we're not wingtip striking our fellow performers as we make our way past. We'll give them a wave, everybody. Hey. Hey, everybody. A little bit of a leftward shimmy just to make sure the way forward is clear. At this point, I think we can break off the painted line and make it. All right, friends. So a couple of the maneuvers weren't great, but I did. Overall, I was satisfied with the performance based on how little I was able to rehearse it. I was satisfied for the most part with the performance. Let me get the plane shut down. I'll leave you with me while we shut the plane down, and then we will just go ahead and join the JefforyB stream, and I will join you in the chat over there on his channel. Thanks, Eric. Appreciate that. All right.
Smoke on.
Okay, just heard that fifth performer may in fact be on, actually, although they may have to shuffle the order for him. Anyway, we'll let that all get sorted out. Oh, nice. It really gives you the feel of being at an air show, like you're just doing your regular taxi and a shutdown. And by the way, somebody's like risking their life right in front of you. All right. Anyway.
Smoke off.
Let me go ahead and get this all folded up first of all. And the best part is no one dies, right, Eric? Yeah. Fortunately, our friend Tree Fox got pulled out of his wreckage easily and uninjured, so that was miraculous. Alright, let's get all the cooling flaps closed up here. Okay, good, good, good. Alright, engine instruments can come off. Bring the throttle down. Pull the mix into cutoff. Mathis says, loved your performance. You even stuck the landing in an airplane famously difficult to land. Yeah, the landing wasn't too bad. It was I landed a little longer. It wouldn't have qualified me as a carrier landing, Mathis. You don't land long on a carrier, you don't land.
Smoke on.
But yeah, we got it down. Got it down pretty well, and not too far, not too bad on the center line. Magnetos can come off. Fuel selector and battery, and I think the battery off is going to close up the canopy as well. Yep. Okay. Oh yeah, we know. All right. Well, there we are, back where we started the show. Yeah, Eric says your cockpit's very much like the Hellcat. Well, these Corsairs. I mean, they were used in combat, but they were also used as trainers for the Wildcats and Hellcats. My grandfather, in fact, Eric, flew these Corsairs in training for the Navy in World War II up out of Cape May, New Jersey area. And then went on to be deployed in Wildcats and Hellcats on the U.S.S. Bogue in the Atlantic. So they are very similar aircraft, for sure. They use this as a trainer for the others. So, yes, indeed. All right, let's show the landing rate results just for funsies. Again, we didn't make a contest out of it, but Kenny certainly would have won it if we had. His perennial guess of 173. Eric says, my grandfather was a CB, but never saw combat. Yeah, mine was deployed on the U.S.S. Bogue in the Atlantic. They were one of the more prolific sub-hunters, U-boat hunters in the Atlantic War, in the Atlantic Warfare. He came back, started a family, of course, which included me eventually, and he passed away at age 94 in 2017. So, a long life back here at home. Started a lumber business, and then went into I think he was on the Board of Education for Baltimore County Schools, so basically their facility guy there. So yep, came back and long and fruitful life, and passed away peacefully. So all right, friends, we're going to go ahead and send the raid over to JefforyB so you guys can watch the rest of the broadcast here. Okay, enjoy, and we'll meet you in the chat over there, friends. Happy, healthy, and safe in all of your travels and adventures. We are back in tomorrow for the sim version of, or the VATSIM version of EAA AirVenture, VADventure, hosted by the Chicago Air TCC tomorrow. So we'll be here 24 hours and change from now, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 1800 Zulu time tomorrow. All right, another special one for you. Until then, be happy, healthy, safe, and well, and we'll see you over in Jeffery B's chat night, friends.